here's one on the Chicago Bears situation, and what they're looking at this year. Jimmy 10-10. Isn't the Fields-Dalton situation identical to the Mahomes-Smith situation a few years ago? Fields could sit this entire year and get the coaching that Simms thinks he needs.
Yeah, well, it is. It definitely is. I mean, I think there's a lot of things you can look at as a parallel to that. Now, the other thing I think that's a little different, at least, Alex Smith is better than Andy Dalton was at that point of his career. And I mean, Alex Smith is going to be the #1 rated quarterback, I believe, that last year in Kansas City. And listen, I will still sit here and tell you, I know it's easy to sit here and go, well, look, they did it with Mahomes and it worked out well. I have zero doubt if they started Mahomes as a rookie, they still would have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Maybe not the #2 seed like they were with Alex Smith that year or whatever, but I have no doubts that they still make the playoffs. And that he still has a year where we go, that was pretty awesome. That was just a rookie?
Yeah.
I know we're all like after the fact, so smart and like, see, they did that, that worked. I mean, yeah, it was good, but I don't know. Who's to say if he didn't play as a rookie that second year, he wouldn't have thrown for 58 touchdown passes and been that much better?
Yeah.
I think that kind of gets swept under the rug in that conversation at times too. And, you could get away with doing that a little bit more in Kansas City because of where the team was at. Like Chicago, I feel like you might be a little more antsy because you're like, all right, we're not really a Super Bowl team yet, so let's get this guy out there and get him playing. Right. Where in Kansas City, they were still like, no, we're kind of good. Like, this is awesome. We got Mahomes, but Alex Smith has been good, and we might come out of the AFC this year.
Yeah, there could be some growing pains that could mess this up for us.
Right? Yes, yeah. Right. So that's where I think it's a little different from the situations are concerned. As compared to this Bears one.
What do you think, Chicago? I mean, they were a playoff team last year.
Yeah.
8-8.
Yeah.
Got Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Got Justin Fields waiting in the wings. I mean, they should be able to be about the same this year, don't you think?
I would think so. I think it's just going to be about, that's why I'm interested to see how they formulate this offense.
Yeah.
Around Fields or Andy Dalton or whatever it may be.
That is interesting because it's like two totally different quarterbacks.
Yes, two totally different quarterbacks. I mean, with Andy, they're going to run their traditional offense, or I guess something of what we saw towards the end of last year.
So what do you do? All training camp, you're installing the Andy Dalton offense?
I think that, yeah, for the most part, you are. Now, if they continue what they did last year, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Where we saw last year, we talked about Trubisky, and it became run the ball, play action, boots. They became very similar to that, right? If they keep that as the staple of their offense, right, then it shouldn't affect anything the way they do it. They can go, okay, hey, Justin, you got to do these plays. We're going to really accentuate them even more when you get in there because of your ability to move and get on the edge and do all that. Then when it comes to like, hey, red zone, drop back passes, things like that, even if you're running a Lamar Jackson type offense, you're still going to have to do the drop back pass offenses and red zone stuff and all of that too. So it's good reps for him. So I don't think it's going to really affect their offense and their game planning, I guess is what I'm basically saying to you, Ahmed.
Yeah.
The big thing is that Fields is in there. Yeah, they might have some more quarterback design runs and things like that to go along with it. They're not the Kansas City Chiefs. They don't have the weapons. They don't have a quarterback can throw that way. And Matt Nagy is not Andy Reid or Bieniemy that way either with his creativity and the way that offense looks.
Right. Defensively, they still should be good.
Very good.
Right?
That's where I go. That's where, like, again, we're not winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Like, if Fields is just, if you feel like he can start, do it. Why? Like you just said, they're best to run the ball, boots, quarterback runs, play through your defense, win the game 20-17.
Yeah.
They're built to win that way. Fields can play that. That's where I don't think it's crazy as long as he can handle the playbook and things like that of him being a starter.
And it does seem like the fact that they drafted or were given permission to draft Justin Fields, Matt Nagy, he's got another year.
You would think he's got the ability to get the growing pains out. Yeah,
so
agreed.
you can do that.
Agreed.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.